All right, so there's guys out there who get up in the morning and maybe they just fapped the night before, so they feel super guilty about that. And they feel very lonely, so they get up, they go have their breakfast or whatever, and then they're going on like Photo Feeler and Tinder and, just trying to get some matches or trying to get some better photos, right? And they have a lot of stress because they don't know what to do in terms of their career, so they feel very lost on that side as well. And they spend their time playing TV, video games. They keep feeling guilty about it, right? And they put themselves out there in social situations sometimes, but overall, every time they put themselves out there, they get a lot of nervousness. They struggle on that end as well, and this cycle just repeats throughout their life, and this just feels like this mundane cycle daily that they can't break out of. Whereas there's other guys out there who seem to live exciting lives, right? And they enjoy their life. I'm going to talk about the difference here specifically. I'll talk about how I was able to break out of the cycle. Everything I talked about previously is very relatable to me and how I used to live. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I was able to break out of it. And I really hope this will help you out. And without further ado, let's dive into it. I remember clearly I was going to my gym, right? And before I go into the gym, I'm just checking my phone on Tinder. This was like a Friday night. And I had messaged someone to hang out, and I was like praying that they would want to hang out as well. Otherwise, I'd have another boring Friday night where I just go home and like fap or something, and do nothing else. So anyway, I went into the gym and kept checking Tinder like every 2 seconds while I was in the gym too, right? And the point I'm trying to make here is I was caught in this cycle, the cycle I touched on before, and this was constant to where I felt like I had little to no control over it. Okay, if someone from Tinder agreed to hang out, then I had something to do. Otherwise, again, it was just a boring cycle of like the life that I was caught into. So this leads me to the first point, which is the first step in breaking the cycle is that recognizing a cycle exists in the first place, right? I didn't even realize this until recently. Now that I look back at it, like now in my life, I've realized some other cycles. But now, as I've started to realize the other cycles, I look back at my life and I realize, whoa, that was one cycle that I was stuck in. I didn't even realize. So, firstly, recognizing the cycle is very important, right? And part of the issue here is I feel like cycles like these are almost perpetuated in the self improvement side, right? Where it's like, oh, you shouldn't be going out and socializing, bro. Oh, you can't go on any dates until you make 10 million, bro. You gotta work hard, be a top 10% man. Like, no, take that thought way out the window. We don't listen to those people. These people put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. Look, this idea that I've seen perpetuated in self improvement, where it's almost like anti-socialization, where it's like, oh, just become like a hermit, shut in and work all day and then come out of your room when you're successful, right? This is nonsense. This is nonsense, pure nonsense. Socialization, on the dating side and just like having a good friend group or whatever, having people close to you who you can talk with, talk about things you're struggling with, etc. These are well-known things for leading healthy human lives, right? There's like, if you look at the research related to people who are satisfied with their life, happy with their life, having strong connections, having strong relationships in their lives is one very important part of that. We're social creatures after all. So this idea of just become a shut in and keep working and don't socialize, it's nonsense, pure nonsense, right? And we're going to take that thought, throw it out the window. We don't listen to those people. All right, now the next thing I remember is, so first thing I've touched on already, recognizing the cycle. Now I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on some things that have helped me. So what I remember is I was sitting down, right, in on the couch, and my dad was right beside me. And as I'm talking to my dad, again, I'm on my phone, like on Tinder or something else. I bring up Tinder a lot because my whole reason for starting self improvement was just to improve my dating life. That was it. I felt very lonely. Didn't really feel like I felt like I fit in anywhere, and I was basically, whoa, just smack my mic, but I was basically trying to numb that pain, right, by like, oh, going out, having hookups or whatever, right? That's the mindset I was in. But anyway, long story short, so I'm on Tinder or whatever, just scrolling, right? And again, my dad is right there, and I'm just on my phone, so I'm like half paying attention, half this way. And this was not uncommon, right? Or maybe my mother would be there, maybe my sister would be there, or even with friends, just being absorbed by phone or being absorbed by a thought of some other thing like work stress. Oh my God, what am I going to do with my career and all that? You know what I mean? And the point I'm trying to make here is after we recognize the cycle, the next step is breaking the cycle. And to break the cycle, one of the things I had to learn to do was to really appreciate the moment that I'm in now because, part of the issue here is these social media standards, and I was definitely drawn into them, right? Where it's like you're opening your Instagram, it's like, oh, going to Mexico, oh, Friday night, going to the club, hanging out with this cool person. And it's like, no, take that thought, throw it way out the window. All right, we don't listen to those people. These fake and, these are fake facades that put standards on us that don't serve us at all, right? Look, maybe you had a similar background to me. Like in my situation, it was that I'd never been the cool kid all throughout elementary school, high school, college, nothing, right? Never really gone to like cool parties or anything, or had like, a lot of dating experience, right? So I was trying to scratch that itch, constantly trying to fill that hole for lack of a better term, right? And it made me it kind and now I've had more of those experiences. It's not like I'm some super badass or something, but point being, like I've had more dating experience, more have had more of that now, and it's made me realize that there is the things that matter the most in life are already around you. And I know that sounds corny and everyone says that, but it really is. It's real shit. It's real shit because if you accomplish your goals, hey, I don't know, I don't care what your dating goal is or money goal is. You want to buy 10 Lambos, I don't care. Right? I'm not going to judge that. Point I'm making is when you get to that point, because I haven't bought 10 Lambos, but I've reached some of the initial goals I set out financially and on the dating side, right? And it didn't make me feel too much different. And it kind of made me realize all this time I was stressing and all that. I should have been, being more present with my parents, being more present with these people around me who actually give a shit about me. You know what I mean? Because this is what will matter. I could have 20 Lambos in the garage and God forbid something happens to my mother, something happens to my father, none of it would matter. None of it would matter. Right. So part of the reason why your life feels so boring is because yeah, you're looking at this facade, right? At least I was definitely looking at this facade where it's like seeing these people out in club Friday night, Cali, wherever it may be, and it's like, well, I'm not there. I'm in a fucking room, and my life sucks ass. Like that's how it would make me feel. But understand that that this is not the case. What you have right now, like 99.9% of the world would die for, right? Living in a first world country, having food on the table, again, being surrounded by family and friends, people who actually love you, who care about you, right? This is invaluable, and worth infinitely more than those other things that at least I was chasing. Again, I'm not saying don't chase those things. I'm not trying to judge. However you want to live your life, go whatever experience you want in life, go get it, right? Go get it, but don't lose sight of everything that's in front of you because there's a whole lot of great things right in front of you, right? And when I started doing this, life suddenly felt less boring because now I'm more appreciative of the things that are around me, right? And the next thing that helped me make life less boring, I've talked about this a million and one times. I'll talk about it again because it truly did change my life. Is once I recognized the cycle, it came time to break that cycle. And breaking that cycle, part of it was going out and getting those things that I wanted. And what I mean by that is, well, twofold, right? One, let's say like getting a great dating life, right? I use that as an example. There's this facade that when you see maybe guys online or whatever who have great dating lives, it just looks like all happy go lucky and because you only see the positive. But understand that anything that you do will involve a lot of putting yourself out there. It will involve a lot of vulnerability and will invite a lot of rejection. You have to be okay with that. For the longest time, I was caught in this cycle just because I was deathly scared of rejection and putting myself out there, right? So let's run with a dating life, improving your dating life example. If you want to do that, you'll have to put yourself out there constantly. And it's not all going to be fun times. There will be fun times. Don't get me wrong. There will be fun times, but it's also going to have a lot of rejection, right? It's going to have the downtime. It's going to have those scary moments when you're about to ask someone out and, you feel like you're about to puke, right? From the nervousness, right? So just recognize that, again, improvement, whether you want to get that social life, whatever, it's on its surface, it looks like this facade of it's just like, oh, this is going to be a great time. It's going to be all happy times. Like, it will require a lot of vulnerability and it will be tough. And it's important to take that step. For a long time, what I was doing, the reason I was caught in this cycle of just like constantly taking the safer route in terms of Tinder, instead of putting myself out there actually in person or, just spending nights fapping away, it was all just ways to avoid pain, avoid putting myself out there. Right now, I go out, I try different shit, right? I took up boxing, took up martial arts. I went to like this circle thing, right? This spiritual circle thing. And it's not like I'm a deeply spiritual person, but I was like, let's just go check this out, right? I put myself out there where previously I would have probably made some excuse. Oh yeah, this isn't really. But now I'm kind of interested in spirituality, so I went and checked it out. Previously, I would have made a million and one excuses, and those excuses on the surface would have been some nonsense, but they all could have been filtered down to the fact that I was just afraid of putting myself out there, afraid to be in that social situation, right? Because I struggle with anxiety, struggle with social anxiety, struggle with insecurities, all that, right? And that was the reality of it, but I'd put some other BS excuse on top of it, right? Even though this was something I wanted to do. So once you recognize the cycle, once you're appreciative of the things around you, at least what helped me break out of it was understanding, okay, what is it I want? I want to be a better fighter. Okay, why am I not signing up for boxing classes? Why am I not? And now I've started taking that steps. And the answer to why I wasn't doing it is, again, so scared of rejection, so scared of being vulnerable, of putting myself out there. And similarly, once you've recognized, okay, I'm stuck in this cycle, say you want to improve your dating life, then it's like, okay, what are we going to do from here? And doing that thing, like, that's just, I mean, I could harp on this point all day, but really, that's the main thing. That's the main message I want to put out there, right? That's what helped me the most, is doing that thing. Your brain will make 1,001,000 excuses on why you shouldn't do that thing. Oh, you can't do it today. Oh, yeah, you didn't sleep properly last night. Oh, this thing happened, that thing happened. Bullshit, bullshit, right? So look, I spent the last 4 or 5 years of my life basically avoiding rejection, avoiding putting myself out there by any means necessary. Because again, I was deadly scared of just being judged and all these things, right? And in my experience, that was honestly more painful, right? Because every time I put myself out there, yes, it's always scary when I do it. Yes, when I get rejected, it sucks. But that lasts like a few minutes, right? That lasts a few minutes. Or maybe if it's something that really hit hard, it lasts a few days, a few weeks. But this pain of regret that I experienced in these last few years, that lasted in a daily cycle that lasted year after year after year, right? So that would be my take on the matter. Hey, take that step now. Yes, of course, there'll be painful moments, but they'll be short-lived. And every single time I've put myself in that challenging situation, I've always come out of it feeling better and more proud of myself. And that's what helped me break out of the cycle. Now, I just want to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process. Look, my self-improvement journey, again, completely and totally started with just wanting to improve my dating life. That was my only goal, right? And all throughout my self-improvement journey, I was super hard on myself. That's one of the reasons. And again, I'm not trying to say I've figured out anxieties, insecurities completely. I struggle with them to this day. I'm working through them. But one of the reasons why I struggle with anxiety so much, struggle with insecurity so much, was because of how hard I was on myself, right? There was no winning with myself. Just to take the socialization example, if I went out to a social event, I judge myself. Oh, why you do it like this? Why you do it like, oh, why were you like this? Oh, did people think I'm weird? But if I didn't go, then I would judge myself for that, right? It's like, oh my God, why didn't you go? You should be going out. You know what I'm saying? So this is madness, and it has to stop. So, if you're in a similar situation, judging yourself over every little thing and all that, it's like, no, if you're putting in the hard work, right? Be proud of yourself every single day you show up. And I guarantee you keep showing up, you keep showing up, you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and whatever it is that you're trying to get better at, keep on putting in the hard work. I guarantee you'll be successful. Look, throughout this past, again, like I said, 5 years of my self-improvement journey, I've accomplished a lot of things. And it's not like I've taken over the world or something, but I've accomplished quite a lot of things that I would have never thought possible, right? Because I thought very low of myself. My self-esteem was absolutely in the dumps, right? And now that I've seen that's possible, now I understand, okay, my perception was all fucked up. And now I'm starting to push the barriers on other sides, on other perceptions that I have of myself as well, right? So truly be kind to yourself. Again, be proud of yourself every single day you show up, because a lot of people will start this journey. Not a lot will see it through till the end. Now I just want you to imagine for a second, imagine you take this advice, you run with it, and your dating life is improving day by day by day, because now instead of staying shut in, you recognize the cycle and you're putting yourself out there at every situation that comes up. I want you to imagine that your social life is improving day by day by day as well, right? Because again, you're putting yourself out there, you're finding people that mesh with you, and now you have cool people in your life who you can hang out with, who are supportive, right? Who improve your quality of life. But most importantly, your confidence in yourself is improving day by day by day as well, right? Again, you're putting yourself out there. So now, even if it's like a career situation or interview, whatever it may be, you're not nearly as nervous as you used to be, because you've just faced challenge after challenge in your life and continually faced it head on. And now this is nothing for you. So you go into interviews confident, you got a great career. And again, your confidence in yourself is improving day by day by day. Imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Hey, keep working hard. I believe in you. But what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be a positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok in the description, also somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe, just to be transparent with what I'm trying to do here. I like my job. I got a well-paying job. All that's cool. But the passion for it, I wouldn't say is quite there. And as I've been doing this YouTube stuff, I found a passion for it. Like this doesn't feel like work to me at all. And having this be my career, do YouTube in the morning, in the evening, do my martial arts, that would be basically like my dream life, right? So please like, comment, support, subscribe, all that stuff will help me make my dream a reality. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.